Hey friends, it's HiLi, and this is going to be a review of Alita Battle Angels. The movie trailer just came out. If you guys have some pasta to eat, if you're way too busy to just watch the rest of this video and just don't want to hear me blob on, in a nutshell, here it is for you. I feel like we're all on the right track of asking the right questions. I was doubtful of everyone at first, but I feel like the biggest question of whether or not Alita Battle Angels will change the game of how Western film industries are going to adapt anime series or manga. It's not about the direction of the producer and the director. It's not about the cinematography, and it's not about the marketing of the entire business of anime. The biggest question with this film that will really make it or break it is, are Alita's eyes just way too big or not big enough? I feel like when I look into them, it's just not what I expected, because when you look at regular anime characters, the diameter isn't exactly the same. It's not really proportioned as well with Alita's body as it is with other anime characters. If anything, I would make them bigger, maybe like grapefruits. So like when you look into her eyes, you just kind of like want to sink your teeth into them, and they'll be delicious, and therefore the movie will be much more pleasurable for you, because it'll just be like looking into two beautiful grapefruits. Okay, for the rest of you guys, here's the real review. Let's wind that back. Hey friends, it's HiLi, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Alita Battle Angel. If you guys don't know what that is, go watch the trailer. It is basically a Western live-action adaptation of a manga. I think we all know in this community that the words anime and live action, and especially as of recently, Western live action adaptations sort of tend to be taboo, and a lot of people are very quick to jump the gun, and we nitpick a lot. Like, I'm going to just say this, like, we are buttholes when it comes to criticizing anime, especially when it comes to live action, and especially when it comes to Western live action adaptations. I'm just going to be giving some of my thoughts, some of my expectations for this film, some of the comparisons with the manga. If you guys haven't read the manga, highly go suggest it. This is surprisingly a manga that one wouldn't really think a movie would have ever come out of it, not because of anything about the story. It's just, it's definitely well respected, but I feel like the fan base was never really loud enough in this community to ever really share it, but those who have read it probably have a very special place in their heart for it. I went to go pick up the physical copy because I know that Barnes & Noble and a bunch of bookstores have been pushing the crap out of this ever since the trailer came out, and they're probably going to do more of that. So if you guys don't know anything about Battle Angel Alita and you guys want to give it a shot, check it out at some of your bookstores or go to Kodansha. I believe that they are also selling it there. If you turn out to love it, which I hope to God that you do, then you can also read more on Bookwalker. Links will be in the description below. You guys can use HiLi for $5 off your purchase. Starting today from December 12th up until the 24th, they are having a 12 days of Christmas sale on all manga, all titles. If you log into your Bookwalker account every day, you'll receive coupons from between 10 to 50% off, again, on all manga and light novels and titles onto their website. So definitely go get your butt over there. You have 12 days starting today to go get them. So getting right into it, Alita Battle Angels. So this is a story about how the world is meshed with humans and cyborgs. They kind of live together, but it's also kind of chaotic. There's this doctor, and he goes through a scrapyard. He finds this broken body, and he takes it back to his lab. He awakens her and names her Alita, and she has no memory of where she's from or what her real name is, but he gives her the name Alita as a replacement until she can remember everything. And after that, they just immediately have a very close relationship. And then as it progresses, Alita just wants to become a warrior to just fight for her own sake and also to protect those around her. So when I first saw that trailer, let me just point out, first off, that song, that was a beautiful choice. One point I'm going to address here is one that a lot of people have been talking about, which is Alita's eyes. People are like, oh my god, look at those anime eyes. I can't deal with it. A lot of people have been giving either negative feedback or a lot of mixed feelings, a lot of confused feelings. With me, I don't really mind, because this is something that we have seen in other films before. Taking Avatar, for example, which was also made by James Cameron, who is also producing Alita. So that could very well be a James Cameron move right there. I think what we're looking at here is probably the first step of what we're going to expect from Western filmmakers on how they're going to portray anime characters, because I mean, if I could guess, I feel like they think making it too anime, it's going to stick out way too much, and they want to appeal to other people that may not be into anime or manga. I mean, that's just how it works in the business. The anime community isn't the only people they're trying to please here, so they have to kind of meet middle grounds into creating an adaptation that sticks as close as it can to the original source, being the manga, and also making it a little bit different and easier to understand, and making it more comfortable for a more broader audience that just wants to watch another sci-fi film. More comparisons with the manga. Another one I wanted to point out was Alita's mecha body. That one I feel like was done very well. If I had to imagine Alita back then of what it would look like in real life, it would have been that. The way that she tests out her joints, I feel like that was very accurate and it was really well done. One thing I feel like might throw me off when I see it, there's this one character named Makaku. Those of you that have not read the manga, it's the character that shoots out this metal tentacle looking thing at Alita. If you pause, at first it just looks like a regular dude in a really big metal body, but in the manga he looks like a very monstrous and zombie sort of creature. He's supposed to be one of the most, if not the most, feared opponent for a lot of warriors to go against. The crease kind of ruins it, but this is basically him. He's just a very messed up, monstrous creature that's very intimidating looking, and he looks like he's completely insane and has this sort of like bloodthirsty expression on his face all the time. Another comparison that I want to make isn't really with the manga as much as it is with inside the trailer itself. You've got Alita that looks artificial and looks like a cyborg and is completely CGI'd, and yet you show other cyborgs that are basically humans with features of cyborgs. And while I don't mind how Alita looks, it's more so why is she the only one that has to look like that, and you've got the other cyborgs that are just regular actors that have their costumes on. I mean, you could have easily just made them maybe look just like her, and maybe people wouldn't be giving so much crap about her eyes if that would have been the norm. I think that's why a lot of people also didn't really point that out with Avatar. It's because we're already being presented in the story where this is the norm of this world. Everybody's going to look like this, but Alita is given the most spotlight. So while I do understand that you do have to make her features a little bit different for her, for the audience to understand that that is her, it gets a little bit confusing when you have all the cyborgs and then her, and obviously she sticks out the most, and it almost looks like she is the only cyborg amongst everyone else. Storyline wise, it looks like they showed a lot of scenes with her and Makaku. It may just be like this whole build up until that fight with just a few characters from the other chapters brought into here. So it looks like that's the way that they're gonna do it, and now that theory being in my head only tells me that this story will follow the story of her being made up until the Makaku fight, but then it's gonna twist a lot of things in order to fit more characters for, you know, for the sake of the fandom and for just having more characters. It doesn't seem like they're going to trail too far off from a lot of major points in the story, but it does look like they're going to mesh a bunch of them in there. So how much that's going to flow with one another is what I'm going to be skeptical on. Regardless of how this turns out, if it's going to be like a Ghost in the Shell thing where the story was messed up but aesthetically it looked awesome, that will be the credit I give, because anime, it's very hard to try and portray that into real life, and especially to make it in a way where all audiences can just enjoy it, because you're kind of met in the middle grounds of trying to please the fandom and also trying to please average viewers that just want to go watch a sci-fi film and make it easy to understand for everybody. But as far as how I'm looking at anime live actions now, it looks like they're definitely trying to take much more steps on trying to make it a lot more accurate. The fact that we've got James Cameron now is another step up. If this fails, I mean, I feel like the next one we've got to get is, I don't know, Steven Spielberg, and if that doesn't work, I don't know, get Michael Bay to do it. Just put explosions with all the anime and it'll be fine. I'm very surprised that they chose Alita Battle Angel, because it's just that one story that nobody ever really talked about, but maybe they wanted to pick like the one fan base that kind of kept silent, so that, you know, it won't be like Death Note where literally every anime fan has already watched by this point, so that it's a less backlash to get if it does suck. I feel like James Cameron just wanted to produce it being like, okay, I don't want to be the head guy if this all sucks, because I've seen what the anime community does to these types of films, and I'm just gonna kind of be on the back burner here. You can have my name in there, but it's all good, fam. You just take the reins from here, Robert. But it'll be another step for Western filmmakers to try and just test out the waters to see what else they can do to try and make the impossible physics that is anime. And with anime, there's just a lot of things in there that just sometimes make sense only in anime. Such as like fan service, you know, with like physics of the boobs and everything. Like that's a comedy that really only exists in anime, I feel like. Whether or not we are one step closer to that kind of physics being displayed in real life on screen or in CGI, I will be waiting for that moment, and I'm waiting for the memes to arise from that. But all of that aside, Alita Battle Angel, definitely go pick it up. Regardless if this does flop, I will say it definitely did a lot of marketing for a manga that not a lot of people have been talking about for so long. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are expecting from this movie. What do you guys think of the original story? What do you guys hope that they don't do? What they do? And I appreciate you guys for watching, and subscribe to my channel for more anime and otaku related content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Bye!